Your Tuesday morning confession comes from an Alicia. Alicia says, Dear Freak Show, my husband is in his feels, and I wanted to write you about it because I received a letter from an ex-boyfriend. A letter, not an email, not a DM. I came home, and there was a handwritten letter that was opened on our kitchen island facing me when I walked in. It looked like it was left for me, so when I looked at it, it was from my ex from 11 years ago. I've been married 11 years. I broke up with this person and ended up getting with my husband. He had addiction issues back when we were together, very bad ones. Ultimately, that ended us and a chance for us to having a successful relationship. He's getting help now, and I'm a part of his amends. I guess in sobriety, you go back and apologize to the people that you have wronged. He left his contact information because I didn't have any of that for him. We don't speak at all. And he said he wants to meet so he can make his apology in person. And my husband said no. A little overprotective, but I guess it makes sense. I told him he was welcome to go with me to meet him, and he says neither one of us is going. Many years ago, I urged my ex to get help, and I feel like I owe him the right to say his piece. He has a long list, I'm sure, because I remember a lot of the heartache that he caused. Not going wasn't an option for me, so I went. And it was just as I expected. He's so much healthier and apologized for a lot that we went through. I want to tell my husband, but I don't want to fight about it because I know that will come along with the conversation. I do feel good that the door remains closed, but that my ex is getting the help that he needs behind that door. Signed, Alicia with a secret.
Oh, you're wrong just for meeting up with him without telling him, especially after he already told you. I'm not saying that he has the right to tell you what to do.
You just said it. You just
No.
You just caught yourself.
No. He doesn't have the right to tell you what to do.
He told you though.
But he did tell you
that we ain't going.
That he said that. I mean, he told you he was uncomfortable with it. The fact that you omitted it and still went.
Well, I mean,
that's the problem.
Okay, all right. So listen, all right. If the secret is a problem.
The secret's a problem.
The secret is a problem, but in the letter that we just got, there's 3 things that stood out to me. First of all, the secret. Secondly, the fact that when you came in, your mail was open.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, wait,
that's wrong. That's wrong.
That's
illegal.
Yes, that's illegal. And it was explained to me to my dad when I opened a few pieces of mail. He was like, boy, you don't open mail. And my mom and him had that conversation too. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't open your spouse's mail. That's nasty work right there. So that's a problem. Mm-hmm. And also the fact that you invited him to go and he said no. So he had the opportunity to be there, to protect, to do whatever. Just him putting down the hammer saying, we ain't going, I don't like that.
No, that's wrong.
I think you should be able to go if you owe somebody something.
He's making a huge deal out of it, and it's wrong for him to tell you not to go because especially if it's a part of his amends, that's a huge deal for people going through sobriety and things like that. But with that said, you're wrong for going and not telling him. That breaks his trust. And it also opens up the whole thing like, all right, if you lied about that, what else have you lied about?
Well, so you go to him and you say, okay, I went. Now he's going to be mad anyway. So you might as well hold it with both hands.
Oh, yeah, you have to at this point because if you tell him, it's going to be a problem. But and the way a guy looks at it is like, what would you do if the roles were reversed?
But what's the problem? Can we just be grown-ups for, I don't know, 30 seconds? What's wrong with going to something like this where you know the person is trying to get better? If they have a process of sobriety and they're like, hey, go back to the people you wronged and apologize and look them in the eye and say, hey, I'm cleaned up now, but I apologize. I own it. I mean, whatever. What's the problem with helping somebody and having a little bit of grace for somebody you had a life with? Even though it wasn't a great life, y'all had an exchange. This person's trying to do better. And if you shun them, that might put them down on a wrong side of sobriety.
I agree with you. I don't think there should be a problem with it. But if your significant other has a problem with it and it's going to bring a rift between you two, then it's something that should be talked about between the both of you.
That's I guess the question. If somebody in your past reached out and had to apologize for some things because it wasn't exactly ideal back then, do you take that meeting? Do you take that lunch? I mean, if your man doesn't want you to go, do you say, all right, I'm not going? Or do you do what you maybe feel like you should morally? All right, that's the question. 888-429-0941. Come on in. She offered for him to go with her, and he refused. Good for you for following your heart and seeing your ex. I mean, that's from Vincent right there. Chris writes, I don't see why any man would have an issue if there's clearly nothing nefarious going on. Triple word score there for Chris. Right there.
I agree. Out of the A13, yes, I would go, because sometimes one past could have unanswered questions that could be causing issues in the present. She asked the husband to give her. He said no, his own insecurities, plus he shouldn't be opening mail. This isn't trust.
I don't like that part. Ashley is on the phone. Hey, Ashley, how you doing?
Good morning, freaks. I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. What are we thinking about this whole exchange? She's got a secret.
Yeah, so I think there's a deeper issue all around. Everybody's wrong. The husband clearly has trust issues, because why are you going through her mail in the first place? But I think that she should have handled it differently, maybe wrote a letter in response explaining that she couldn't meet him in person and just accepting the amends. But definitely the husband has an issue, because he started it by opening the mail. So I think that they probably need some counseling.
Can I get one question? If your husband, you got mail and you saw the return address of the ex-girlfriend, you're not opening it?
No, I wouldn't do that. I feel like that's a trust issue.
You would just sit there and look at the closed envelope. So when he shows up at work.
Honestly, yeah, I would feel like I would give it to my spouse and then allow my spouse the opportunity to explain to me what the letter was. So I would give my spouse the benefit of the doubt.
I like that. It's not for you to open, though.
Right. It's not for you to open.
All right, Rod, listen. Rod, what you got for me?
Hey, Rich been like Judge Judy lately, man. He been on a spree. I'm gonna tell you, I don't agree with old girl doing what she did, because for one, it's two things that happen here. Just like you said, the mail got opened. That's number one. The husband saw something from somebody that he was like, wait, hold on, let me see what this is. So he opened it, and then number two, she went without him knowing. So both of them are wrong in the situation. But when he come back to her, or if she go to him and she say, oh, I went to visit such and such just to, so he can get closure, he could have got closure in that letter. If you found my address, you sent it to the house already. Apologize through the letter and keep it pushing.
Yeah.
Why do you have to see me face to face?
I'm not really sure, because that does like set off a radar for me. I'm not sure if that's how the sobriety steps go. Like, you want to try and get in front of the person. I don't know that part.
Yeah, it might feel better doing it that way, but if it makes somebody else in their relationship go through an issue, now an issue is being created somewhere else while you're trying to clean up your past, and you're in my past for a reason.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Right. Put that apology in the letter.
That's very true. Yeah. Let's see. Hey, Nick, what you got for me this morning?
Man, I don't like this whole letter. You need to throw this whole letter away.
What, throw it away before she got home?
I'm talking about her writing into Wild 94.1.
Oh,
no,
okay.
I'm not talking about the actual letter. But the fact, first of all, we can't say that we are one in a marriage, in a relationship, and we don't keep secrets from each other, but have a problem with me reading the mail. If we're one in a marriage, my business is your business and vice versa. It ain't no issue with me reading the letter.
Now wait, Nick. Nick, listen. Now you always come with like clarity. Now this might be the first hurdle that I've heard you hit. Like you think it's okay because you and your girl got a good union that you should be opening her mail and she should be opening yours?
Yes. The laws of man don't apply in this marriage.
That's not
wrong.
true.
we are one. It ain't no secrets in this relationship.
Yo,
Ain't no secrets, but it's still postal rules.
Secret, she done kept the secret from him by going to see that man. That brings me to my next point that I'm trying to get to. If that man said he don't want you doing that, you shouldn't be doing that, point blank, period. Whether I have trust issues or not, and you know that I have trust issues, this is not helping the fact that I got trust issues. Why you gonna see that man?
Preach.
Come on now.
Preach.
Oh, man.
Now we got a reason to have problems, and it's because of you. And this is what I want to say. This is the most important thing to take from this. That is his recovery. He going through that. This don't got nothing to do with you.
Wow.
If he want to apologize and feel better, okay, he did that. Okay, he got that off his chest. You don't got to go see that man for nothing.
Okay,
Come on now.
Nick, listen to this. You got texts from, let me just give you a few of them. Preach. Caller is preaching. The mail, I agree with the mail. I open everything in my house. Tell Nick that tell that to the judge. So he's absolutely correct.
Come on, man.
So I mean they in here agreeing with you, dog. I still think it's a little janky to be opening somebody else's mail that ain't got your name on it. But I mean that's just me.
They're saying you should be the lawyer and I should be your co-defendant.
Hey, appreciate it, Nick. Nick, you hit it out the park because I mean people are agreeing.
And I agree too. Like, yeah,
You
is
would
it
open
wrong?
your
Listen,
wife's mail.
Is it wrong? Yes. And the radio side of me is telling you no. I
don't want the radio side.
no.
I'm saying you're in a
Okay,
relationship,
the real
you're
Rich-
married, and you come home and you see a letter handwritten, which honestly, I've always said if it's a handwritten letter, somebody's kidnapped.
Oh, yeah.
That's gonna get your attention when you see hand wrote on the outside
if
of the
I
thing.
see the return address and it's your ex-boyfriend's
Right.
name, I'm opening that joint. I know I'm not supposed to, but I'm
nasty.
opening it. You know why? Because I know if my girl saw that from one of my ex-girlfriends, she's gonna open it.
Yeah, but
and I'm not
that
gonna have
that tit for tat is not what we're
but
talking
you know
about
what?
now.
I'm not gonna have a problem
If
with
you
it.
got a good, loving relationship and it's trustworthy and got all them good type of like nice little morsels on top of it, you're gonna ruin it by opening somebody else's mail. That just feels dirty.
I know she would do it to me. The human element comes into play sometimes. And you know what? I could understand that my girl will open a letter like that. And when I get home, I'm going to explain to her, you know what? There's nothing going on. And that's why I'm not going to meet up with this person. I would call them, give them the closure they need, and keep it pushing.
I don't like the secret part, so I will tell you, Alicia, tell your husband. Don't let your good be evil spoken. That was something my grandmama would say, and I'm saying if you did the right thing because you felt it was the right thing to do, explain that to your man because you don't have to keep a secret from him, and that's where we'll leave that at that. And then y'all out there opening mail, I'm gonna pray for you. That's right.
Orlando and the Freak Show.
If you loved that video, then you're going to want to check out more. Make sure you hit subscribe right below.